Hi all, welcome to the Keptn community meeting. Today is November 11th, and as you may see, we have slightly more people than usual. And let's hope that it will be like that for the next meetings. So we have a few topics for the agenda today. Actually, what topics do we have for the agenda today? Let me share my screen. Yes, it's a wrong document, right? So yeah, it's user
the
group.
wrong one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I start. Yeah, Keptn developer performance. Okay. So let's start from quick update. So if you read the mailing list, well, actually newsletter, Jürgen announced that he will be switching to another project. Maybe Jürgen, would you like to speak a bit about it?
Yes. So just quickly, yeah, I'm currently transitioning into a new role here at Dynatrace, and this is why I'm handing over all the community efforts into other hands to Oleg, and I'm happy that also Oleg is already taking care of this this meeting. So if you have any maybe there were any open threads, discussion threads with me that I haven't yet kind of closed or handed over to Oleg, please feel free to reach out. I'm still in the Keptn Slack, still same email, still same company. So feel free to reach out, and I'm also happy to hand this over to Oleg. But I think today we have like the first meeting where Oleg is already taking care of this, and pretty cool that you joined, and big welcome also from my end. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. And yeah, thanks to Jürgen for years of contributions to Keptn and for leading community events. And actually, we did some team effort and prepared a really short slide deck for you. Yeah, I'll share the slides to the chat. So if anyone wants to do some last minute edits, please do so. Okay. So yeah, thanks, Jürgen. And yeah, so if you don't know Jürgen, according to his GitHub profile, he's technology strategist at Dynatrace. Check. Yeah, he's quite active on Twitter. Yeah, he has been with Keptn since February 2019, if I believe correctly. Is it right?
Most probably.
Well, at least publicly. Maybe there was some shadow mode at Dynatrace I haven't seen, but yeah. And yeah, you say you also like penguins, right?
That's probably from my GitHub account. I'm not even sure where I once put it and never updated. Yeah.
Well, sometimes it comes back, you know.
A great discovery. Thanks for that.
Okay. So yeah, first release of Keptn was on February 15th, 2019. And yeah, like Johannes said, Jürgen was there from the very first release. So Johannes, would you like to add something?
Yeah, actually I was searching for the first commit that you made to the Keptn repository, but it took me too long to go back the entire Git history. So I took a look at the release notes, and then I found that you did the first release. And I remember a story about that, because as we released Keptn 0.1, actually Alois said to us, well, let's close it again and please come up with better release notes. And then you took over the role of writing down the release notes of Keptn 0.1. And they are still, those are valid points. And based on those pillars, we developed and Keptn the next years on. And I think this is a sign that you also set very important milestones for the Keptn project at the early beginning with your release notes. Really cool.
Cool.
Thank you. And
yes, did you see the Kubernetes version that we used? Yeah. Was it version 10 or something of Kubernetes?
True. And back then, yeah, we were struggling with installing Keptn and all the pain we felt there.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, we had a quite good cake Does anybody remember when it happened?
It happened this year that we celebrated the Keptn Sandbox achievement. That this year it was the point that we were on a sandbox project for 1 year. So to say, this was the first year that we celebrated with a cake. And thanks to Jürgen who organized everything around that.
Yeah. Nice. And yeah, I hope the cake was tasty. And yeah, so if you're a member of the Keptn community, yes, a lot of activities happen in Slack, and actually Jürgen was driving a lot of them on various occasions. And yeah, you're basically community manager for any communication channel, right? There.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, there was great efforts, but also with the whole Keptn team. So I know that also you can read it here also on the screen. It was Johannes, Florian, also Christian being involved, for example, in the mentorship project where we had great contributions also. Yeah, I think part of our mentees are still contributing to Keptn. Not sure if all of them, but I think a couple of them are still contributing, which is cool.
Our Slack has almost 800 users, so it's quite big compared to other CNCF sandbox projects. Yeah, there are sandbox projects like OpenTelemetry, which seems to be used by the entire industry, but yeah, Keptn is quite popular there, and looking forward to see more. And yeah, speaking of students, so here's the list. Jürgen was the mentor for all of them.
Also really great what you did here, Jürgen, because you showed these three gentlemen also how working in an open source project works, and also the effort that you put into that is really appreciated when we take a look at the open source space. Really cool.
Thanks. Yeah, also thanks for helping with all of that. And hopefully all these three gentlemen are still kind of part of the Keptn community. Haven't seen them in the last community meetings, but I'm sure they're still following the project. Hopefully.
We'll definitely start more and more outreach programs. So there is Google Summer of Code cycle starting soon, Google Season of Documentation if somebody wants to work on tutorials and other materials, and of course LFX mentorship, we can host it as well. So if anyone is interested, please join us. And yeah, a lot of integrations, and actually recently we even got a marketplace for these integrations. So many of them have been driven by Jürgen, and now we are on the road to have quite a good ecosystem around Keptn. And hopefully we'll have more and more contributions towards the integrations and the integration services. Yeah, we just released our webhook service. There is also now generic automation service. So soon we will be able to call Keptn a generic automation service. If you really want to do that, well, probably you shouldn't. Something to be discussed in the community. Are there any integration highlights? For me, crossplane, artillery.
I think one of the highlights was really the Litmus integration, because it was so well, like the story of the whole how chaos engineering can be part of a whole life cycle of an application, how we can orchestrate this with Keptn was really well received, and also working with the folks from Litmus was really nice. So this is one of the highlights why I was let's say from a conceptual point of view and also from the coding point of view really involved. But also all the other integrations, the artillery team did a great job where they really did all of the effort of coding the whole integration, and they got help from the whole community. So we got a lot of great integrations. Also the Locust one really gave us huge exposure in the Locust community. I think it's still one of the most viewed YouTube videos of Keptn, the locust integration video, because they are also featuring this on their end, and it really shows that collaboration and working together here with others can really give us more exposure, and it's great that Keptn is seen as some kind of integrated part of the whole CNCF ecosystem. And yeah, although it's just my picture here on the slide, there is a lot more people involved in the whole community, and the Artifact Hub, for example, was also mainly driven by Gilbert, and now taking over by other folks from the Keptn community. I see, for example, Christian here on the call. So it's not only me, it's a lot of people, but I was lucky enough to drive this. So it's really cool to see this. And it's also cool to see the timestamps here on the slide where it says updated just a couple of hours ago or yesterday. So it's very active, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's great. And yeah, tutorials, we just discussed them today. Yeah. So yeah, there is a lot of tutorials. Yeah, I passed maybe through 3 or 4 of them by now. And yeah, thanks a lot for all these materials. They're really helpful for starting. I was able to pass through them, one of them even on Windows. So yeah, thanks. Heroes, and hopefully we'll improve them even more so that we get bigger adoption in the community. And last but not least, social media. So Jürgen, together with Julia, we're driving all social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. Julia, would you like to speak about it?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Jürgen, it was great to work with you. I think, yeah, collaborating with you with the newsletter, with Twitter was great. We always had great ideas, and yeah, and it was just a pleasure to work. And I'm sad to see you go, but because I would always rely on you on everything. So, and to keep me up to date with what's happening in the community. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm also happy for you for your new project. So, all the best.
Thanks. Yeah, and I'm sure you're in the best hands also with collaboration with Oleg and Andy and the rest of the team. But thanks.
In the number of presentations by Jürgen, I believe that we will mention him on social media many times in the years to come. So thanks a lot for that. And yeah, CNCF. So as it was mentioned, we had a cake, and we currently an incubating project in the CNCF. Well, we are a sandbox project, but actually Jürgen also paved the way for incubation. So the most of checklist is already done. Yeah, there is a lot of formalities, but yeah, I believe that it will be possible to complete it soon. So yeah, these formalities are very important if you want to grow adoption and to make Keptn part of CNCF ecosystem. Looking forward to that. Okay, and yeah, we Googled the internet a bit, so some random content today. Yeah. So yeah, it's something like from 2015. So Jürgen was actually hosting what was yet to be known a podcast about the various open source stack, etc. How was it for you?
It's actually during the pandemic. I'm not going to the studio. It's actually it's the actual studio where I used to go quite a lot and doing radio shows. This was with my friend Luke. And we were doing this, and I was the main man on the I don't know how it's called in English, but basically on the mixer, not so much teaching, but yeah, taking care of the microphones and music and this kind of things. So, but it's great nice that you find this picture.
Well, and for the record, it was the best resolution we were able to find. So it's maybe not 2015, maybe 1995. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, and yeah, it's fun. And of course, there were a lot of activities together. So yeah, Keptn, there is a lot of people in Austria working on that in different teams. And yeah, thanks a lot for participating in the community, and hopefully you'll see each other soon. Let's see. And yeah, on rings. Yeah. By the way, there was a mention that this is a photo of you and Davis. Would you like to comment on that? Who is Davis?
Yeah, that's actually true. So the left picture here was taken in at our annual conference of Dynatrace. It was taken in Las Vegas, and the lady between Andreas and me is actually it's the face of Davis. So Davis is the AI of Dynatrace, but there was a marketing campaign, and they had a real live photo model. I don't know her real name, but she's the face of Davis, of the AI of the Dynatrace product, and she used to also or she happened to also be part of this of the party and in closing celebrations. So we had the chance to take a picture there. And on the right hand side, I can see also a couple of folks with the Keptn t-shirts, like Andreas and Johannes. Yeah, really cool, really cool.
We should distribute more of these t-shirts, and hopefully when in-person events are back, like FOSDEM or Linux Working, if we talk about Austria, then yeah, it will be possible to gather together, of course, for beers. Yeah, hopefully it will happen soon. So yeah, thanks a lot, Jürgen. And yeah, thanks to everyone who joined today. So if you would like to add something, please unmute yourself, and yeah, we'll appreciate any comments, follow-ups, jokes, etc. There is no joke of the day today, but let's see. Johannes, you raised your hand.
I was looking actually for emojis. I didn't find them. What we found was the first commit that you made. Actually, you uploaded an image to the repo. It was made on 4th of February. Thanks, Christian. You figured it out how to find it. And yeah, this was your first contribution to the Keptn project.
Cool.
But then, yeah, afterwards, a lot of more followed, as we know. And you were also a part of the first, or of the team that started coding on the project itself. This is also important to mention, that was also, yeah, the beginning and the start of what Keptn is right now.
Cool. And I have maybe a small anecdote, because when we also worked with the folks from Unleash, the feature toggler framework, and Ivor, the CTO of Unleash, he once did some statistics, and for Keptn he found out that I actually deleted more lines of code from the project that I contributed to the project. And but it was very nice from him to say that I save he used it in more business related context. So he was saying that I'm saving a lot of money for the company, because every line of code you actually have to maintain, and I deleted like 10,000 lines of code, or I contributed with minus 10,000 lines of code. So I don't know, I contributed 20,000 lines and I deleted 30,000 lines. So I'm actually saving 10,000 lines of code. That translates to money, and like this was my, in the end, if you count the lines of code, this was my main contribution to Keptn, that I deleted more than I actually contributed.
What if Keptn was started before Go models was a thing? Because
it was some refactoring, yeah.
So, anyone else? Fun facts. Let's just keep code of conduct in place, but the rest. Okay. So seems no other follow-ups. So yes, thanks a lot, Jürgen, and we hope to see you at our meetings, the Keptn community meetings again. And yeah, at CloudWiz we used to say burn in hell in this case, but well, just best of luck with whatever your new projects are.
Thanks, Oleg. Really nice, and thanks to the whole team for putting this all together. It's really cool to see, and it's also it's really cool to see that it was a really a journey, like from Keptn 0.1. Now we have just a couple of days or weeks ago, Keptn 0.10. Really great journey, and now I'm more transitioning into a Keptn user instead of a Keptn contributor. I still might be able to contribute every now and then. It's still open source, so yeah. Happy to continue to be part of the broader team, and really thanks. It's really cool.
Okay, so yeah, thank you. And I definitely have big shoes to fill in terms of administration and in terms of contributions, etc. My journey just starts. So yeah, looking forward to that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to submitting some pull requests, etc. To Keptn ecosystem soon. And maybe in 1 or 2 meetings, we could actually discuss what would be the roadmap for things like tutorials, onboarding materials, community management, and other things which would allow us to get through incubation and later graduation in the CNCF. Because there is a lot of things we could do in order to improve community and contributor experience there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to working together with everyone on this. Okay. So yeah, we can switch to more boring agenda part. I mean, what's actually written in the Google Doc, unless somebody wants to add some additional closing notes.
One closing note, yes, again, thanks Jürgen for all your work. You contributed to the project, really appreciate it also, and enjoyed working with you. And still hope that you you'll be part of the Keptn project going forward.
Thanks, definitely.
That's 100. Okay, so I'll probably screen share and switch to our meeting notes. Okay, so what else do we want to discuss today? So not WhatsApp updates.
I added that one. It's more a hint to a YouTube video that was recorded by Andy. And in this video, Andy shows in 5 minutes how you can leverage the new feature of the Keptn webhook service. Really great. Take a look at it, learn it, and use it. This is what we want to achieve, and this is the reason why we build it for.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And yeah, this video has been already published, so take a look at that. And actually, webhook service is really powerful because yeah, Slack is just one of examples, but again, it's a lot of flexibility to Keptn as a system. So whatever is not supported with standard integrations now can be done via webhooks. Any other highlights for this release?
Not from my end.
Maybe worth to mention that we are thinking to move away from our internal repository. So users should start to put upstream, so they don't get surprised when we remove the internal repository of Keptn.
Okay, that's great. So anything else regarding recent releases or other news? Probably not. So one thing, yeah, there was a newsletter sent by Julia on Tuesday. So if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It contains a list of Keptn related events. We have multiple online events in the coming weeks, also a few in-person ones, at least one in Vienna, if I recall correctly. Another one will happen in Neuchâtel, where Robin Wies will present Keptn in French. And there are other events, please let us know so that we can promote them through social media. And so some other news, I believe. Julia, would you like to add more about the newsletter? So, and if I recall correctly, then for the agenda, we just switch to pull requests and other open issues. Is it right? Or are there any other topics in the common agenda we need to cover?
Right. We go to open PRs when there are ones.
So yeah, this is PR to the Keptn core. Yeah, my apologies. I will be still pronouncing Jenkins quite a lot by mistake because I'm still a core maintainer in the Jenkins community. Okay, so this is Keptn. And basically there is pull request and right now it's pending review.
Yes, I explained it last time about what the pull request was about. And this was just a reminder about review, basically.
Yeah, so this pull request is still on my list to be reviewed. I just didn't have the time yet this week, but I will do so either tomorrow or starting next week. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
quick question to the team regarding this PR. Is that a PR that would help us to get rid of the Docker credential helper because we read the config from file anyway?
I think we have config
really.
and secrets, and we differentiate them as far as I can remember.
Yeah, I think this if you're talking about the PR before, it is more of a refactor. That is, it does not really do a lot of thing around functionality. But there are small changes, but overall not much.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so basically not for now. Any problems with these credentials helpers, or is it just duplicated code by now?
We were facing some compilation issues for macOS, right?
Yeah, I think that was it. So basically, this prevented us from doing multi-platform builds properly, I think, or in some way that we wanted it to do.
So in order to compile the CLI for macOS users, you
to
need
cross-compile
to have
it, that was the thing.
Yeah.
It was for cross-compilation.
Cross-compilation does not work for macOS.
Yeah, that was it. Thanks.
Yeah, but it doesn't impact common development flows, right? So at the moment, CI/CD basically doesn't rely on cross-compilation.
No, right now we have a separate macOS builder.
Which is great, thank you. Okay. Anything else about this PR? So I guess we got somebody to review. What else is needed for this? There's nothing else specific, right? Just to get it over the line. And
that's right. Yeah.
And we have 78 more pull requests. Are there any, I think, urgent, requires attention from others? Then business as usual, I guess. Okay, and regarding issues, there were some regressions reported to 1.10, I believe, in the chats. Were they real? Or
To which version?
I believe there were some regressions to 1.10 reported in the Keptn Slack, but I might be completely wrong. So sorry if I confused anyone. Yeah, I think I just need to check the Slack and catch up with what happened, because maybe it's not related at all. Some new bugs reported, but doesn't look like there is anything urgent. Okay, so yeah, for common meetings, do you usually discuss anything else? Just looking at the pull request and basically, is there any help needed or anything needed from the community side?
No additional items. We went over open PRs and then community questions in this format and in this meeting format.
Oh, right. And community questions. So I guess whomever joins, right?
Right.
Okay. So any questions or any other topics to discuss?
Maybe just one shout out that next week on Tuesday, there is another Keptn user group. It will be done by Andy, and it starts at the same time as the community meeting starts. So usually it's 5 p.m. Central European time, and will be on the upcoming Tuesday. And I don't know the topic right now by heart, but there will be also a Keptn end user joining, talking about their experiences. So I think it's an entity that will join, but you will also find it either in the newsletter that you have already received or also on the Keptn Twitter. That's just a shout out to join us on Tuesday.
So thanks everyone for joining today. And if there are no topics, we can just close down the meeting. And again, thanks Jürgen for your contributions to the Keptn community. And yeah, looking forward to working with you in the new role.
Thanks everyone, and it's great to have you here, Oleg, taking over these responsibilities. And if I would have my Keptn hat, I would now take my Keptn hat off, but I don't have it with me today.
Yeah, no worries. I also have a Keptn hat. I do not. I'm still waiting for Schwag, and I guess I know who is now responsible to get it delivered. So yeah, let's see. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to working with everyone. So yeah, as I said briefly, yeah, I've been with the Jenkins community, with the Continuous Delivery Foundation for the recent years. But yeah, I've done quite a lot since 2019. I really like this concept, and yeah, having such event-driven orchestration layer automation would be really nice in modern ecosystem. So this is what I was missing, for example, in my own Jenkins clusters, because Jenkins is not event-driven at all. So yeah, I'm excited to work on this project. I have a lot to study, but yeah, looking forward to it. And if I make any mistakes, well, basically do not hesitate to just comment in public channels, etc. I'm happy to receive any feedback. And yeah, it's fun to be fully straightforward. I'm Russian, so it's not a problem at all. Yeah, thanks again, everyone. Looking forward to meeting you on Tuesday for Keptn user group, and then in 1 week we have a regular developer meeting. Yeah. Thanks all, and I will stop the recording.